All right, welcome everybody to Drunk Crafts with Paige. I am Paige. I'm drinking a cider. I typically am. This one's it's black cherry. So we went from the summer flavor of pineapple to black cherry. And it's still pretty good. So I discovered that I had 2 miscellaneous tiles sitting around from my youth. I painted these like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago just for fun, maybe even longer. And I think they're just covered in acrylic paint, and I never put a sealer on. If you can see this, I didn't really know what I was doing. And so from years of putting cups on top, the acrylic paint has come off. So I wanted to try to do some pours on these. And the goal, once I'm done with these acrylic pours, is to then cover them in resin. I've been working a little bit more with my resin skills, making some coasters. So I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with that. And so my goal is to get these all painted up all nice and pretty, and then cover them in resin to coat them and to protect the paint so it doesn't come off like this again. And we'll see how they turn out. And yeah, let's give this a go. So, my first one on this tile, I already got paint all on my nails. My first pour is, I'm gonna attempt to do a ring pour and see if I can get some like gold pearls underneath. I was watching some pouring your heart out videos. She's got some really pretty pictures and her paintings, and I was watching a few of hers that she's going for the look of golden pearls around the edge, like around the edge of her paintings. And I think she's done 3 different tries maybe, or at least I've watched 3 different tries, and I thought they all turned out great, but I think she might be still trying to go for something different. But either way, I'm gonna try to give that a go. And I've got, let's see, I've got my gold. I'd still like to try to do the same as her with the gold pearls, but I've got some tropically colors still clinging to summer. And I've got lime, or a bright yellow, got a kind of a neon, it's just a really bright green, pink, and then some white that we're going to do over top of the gold. So we're gonna try to do that first. So my gold is gonna go right in the center. Maybe that's too much. We'll see. And now I'm gonna start doing my layering. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to ring pour over top of my gold and see if I can keep it. by keep it, I mean like get the gold to stay as these little pearls on the side. All right, so we're starting, I think all of the gold has now been covered. Here, I'll torch it for the air bubbles. It's already starting to go to my edges. And let's move her just a little bit. Alright, I think I've got all my corners done. I want to try to get my center swirl back to the center. Tried to tape these corners off, or well, I taped the edges around for the resin, but I feel like my cups are just getting kind of tangled up into the tape, and now it's a bit of a mess. Alright, so I don't have a whole lot of gold coming up. Probably put too much paint over top. Torch it a little bit more. I've got like, I don't know, like small little somethings of gold over here. I didn't quite get the pearl effect that pouring your heart out has. If you guys haven't seen any of her videos, I'd highly suggest them, especially these golden pearl ones. She ends up getting them like all around her border, and they're so gorgeous. And yeah, I think for a tile this big, I put too much paint on. And so I didn't get, oh blast you cups. Maybe I can fix this tape. It's so obnoxious. I don't know what I thought I was doing with it. I know I was trying to protect my edges once the resin ends up on here, but there is no resin yet. What there is tape and sticky cups and messy fingers. because of that, it makes me not want to tilt this anymore. I do kind of like the appearance of it without the pearls. I can barely see any of the pink in there, but I don't know. I've got a lot of green and it mixed with the neon. And the pink is just really subtle. Like all of these, they probably looks white in the video. But a lot of these stripes along here are the hints of pink. So I don't mind it at all. So I think I'm gonna let that one be. Get rid of my messy paper towel. Try to uncoat my hands in green. And now this other one, I was also gonna try to do just a regular ring pour. No fancy gold or whatnot underneath. I mean, I could surely try. Maybe I will put the gold underneath again just for funsies. But I have fall colors. So we're clinging to the holiday, or not the holiday, the season that just happened. Or at least here in Michigan, it's fall, but it's like 90 degrees. So we're getting both of it. We're getting summer and we're starting to get some fall. And I love fall, and I love the colors that fall usually is associated with. So I've got a bronze, some orange, burgundy, yellow, black, and I think maybe I will, just for the hell of it, we'll put the gold in the center. I still have leftover. We'll put gold in the center and see what comes of it. Taking a drink. If we get the pearls, we get pearls. If we don't, we don't. We get another cool one like this, which is kind of getting little dots around the corners. But like I said, it's not what I was going for, and it's all just an experiment. Isn't painting always just an experiment? You may know exactly what you think you're gonna do, but it still turns out differently. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and do the gold in the center. And that is all my remaining gold. And we're just gonna see what happens. These cups a little out of the way. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and pour. I think I mentioned I'm still going to try to do a ring pour for this. There's some of the orange. Still have a lot of paint left in that cup, but okay. Carefully place it back on my cups. So I tried to, for this one, tried to let a little bit more of the paint run off. This one I got rid of the center of my pour. I sent it off this corner. So now I just have the rings. Let's torch it. So once again, I didn't get the pearls. I knew as I was pouring in that cup that I still had too much paint for something this size. So, no pearls, but I do have a whole lot of itty bitty tiny cells that if I get really close, if I stick my face right in the paint, they kind of look gold. They sort of look a little gold. But the cool thing about this, I think, is I've got all these cells that have the gold, but then I still see the burgundy, I still see orange, I still see yellow, and I still see the copper, especially when I like tilt my head. Like a lot of this in here and up here is all the copper, and just that little bit of black went a really long way. It broke up each of the rings as I went around. So, not bad. They kind of just look like regular old plumbus ring pours, which I'm not opposed to at all. I think the ring pours are pretty. I think one of the first pours I ever did, I didn't post it or anything. I tried to take a video of it. And it was weird. It was my first go at a YouTube video. But it's one of my favorite paintings that I've ever done. And it's like a dark blue and green, and at the top, like right at the center of the pour, is like yellows and whites. And I think it looks kind of like light shining down into like really deep water. And I think it's really beautiful. So I like that they just look like regular ring pours. And maybe at a later point in time I can give it another go with the pearls, with having the pearls pop up around the edge. But maybe I'll just torch these one more time and call them good. I don't think I want to move them at all anymore. I just want to see what else pops up. There we go. Yeah. So, like I said, once these are dry, I'll probably re-tape the edges up, but I plan on taping them back up because I want to resin over the top of them. So they will kind of be like coasters. They'll be decorative, large tiles that you can set stuff on. I had mine sitting next to my bed for, I don't know, my cell phone, late night water, or whatever. So, yeah, I will let these finish drying, and we'll come back to them once they are completely dry and I am ready to resin over top of them. So, it has been, 3 days since I finished painting these, and they are completely dry. Here's the first one. This pink I put in is like super light, so you can barely see the color in it. But oddly enough, I had little gold dots pop up all the way around this one. So I didn't really get pearls, but I did get some gold flecks. Just, I don't know, itty bitty tiny cells that kind of happened. So it was kind of a success. I just need some less paint to go over top. So maybe I'll give this whole pearl thing another go a different time. And here is my autumn one. And I really love all this copper color that showed up top. And I've got so many different cells that came up, like in each layer, like in each ring. So I think both of these turned out really well. I have, here I'll give you an angle shot. I have taped off the edges of my coasters. They're tiles. I've taped off the edges of them because now I plan on putting the resin on top. And as I cover each tile with resin, oh hi cat. As I cover each tile, when the resin overflows across the side, it's gonna drip. And I want these to sit nice and flush to whatever surface they get put on, so I don't want like little resin drip marks. So I currently, I have this painter's tape just around the very, very edge of both of the tiles. So as the resin drips, I'm hoping that it will just go off the side and follow the tape and go down and won't leave any of those little like puddles on the bottom of my coasters. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through the rest of this because it's all just mixing and stirring resin and pouring it on top. So I'll speed on through that, and we'll get to the very final finished product. It has been 24 hours of the resin on top, and these tiles are fully cured. You can see, especially the light from my window on this one, just how friggin' shiny these tiles are now. They're so gorgeous. I've been having such a hard time taking a picture of them because they reflect the light off of them. But yeah, adding the resin coat, these look super cool now, and it's gonna preserve the acrylic paint underneath. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how these turned out. They're easy way to make coasters. They're just with leftover tile. You could use tile samples or just random tile squares. So, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. You can also follow me on Instagram. I take pictures of different steps while making these crafts. The handle is also Joint Crafts with Paige. And I will see you all next time.